So there was another one of these templates floating around, you know those charts that are basically tier lists? Yeah, so I compiled the results of these posted charts and put them in a Google Sheet, manually, because of course I did, what kind of sane person do you take me for, and I tallied the general consensus. Or at least a general consensus of specifically the people who would go out of their way to make this template. Out of the responses, there's general trends like a lot of people are inclined not to rate characters with either extreme, as favorite and dislike were the least common responses, although dislike was a lot less common between the two. But, you know, those things can be explained by psychology, something like central tendency or whatever. What interests me is the individual characters. For example, Hiro is very decisive apparently, with most people either loving or not caring about her, and only one response says anything in between. And apparently, Miko and Toka are tied for receiving the most I don't care responses. Ouch. One response that stood out to me, for no particular reason, is this one. You know, it's not something super, special or anything, I just think it's an opinion I can get behind. That aside, Miyu got the most like responses, but only a couple responses higher than that, suggesting that Miyu is a character that most people like, but aren't too crazy about. Unless you're a D4 chord mod. Sorry, what? Anyways, I think it's hilarious that someone just forgot to assign mana a color in their response, and fun fact, about 28% of D4 DJ players have wrong opinions. And one of them is gonna suffer the wrath of Miyu. Now, you might ask, was putting these responses in one by one the most efficient way to do it? Was it a worthwhile use of my time? Was this really worth the hour of my life that I'll never get back? And I see where you're coming from, because the answer to all those questions is no.